my top level expert legal analysis of the affidavit is, why ain't this dude in jail? Like, what does this man have to do to go to jail? How is this man free? You can't make what he had already found more serious, right? We're talking about the information on our spies. We're talking about the defense information. We're talking about sources and information in terms of how we conduct national security. There are lots of people who would want to get their hands on that kind of information, and not all of them are friendly to us, right? So the idea that he can just have them, it's not just sitting in a box in his basement for him to see, but sitting in a box in his golf course for anybody to see. And I don't just mean like random his crony friends. I mean Jared, Steve Bannon, people that we know are on the grift and are just looking for the way to make their next buck. Like, we have no idea how many of Trump's cronies have seen this sensitive information and what they're willing to sell it for. So the threat here is by all means real. And so I kind of go again, like, how did you know that he had all these documents back in January or February and he was still free in August? How is he still free in August? And now you raid his stuff and you find more information and he's still free as we head into September. How is he still free is like the splinter in my mind.
This affidavit, heavily redacted affidavit, it further evidences that this home raid on President Trump was unprecedented, it was unnecessary, and it was unlawful. And again, what I've been saying since August 8th, the president has the absolute constitutional authority to declassify anything he wants for any reason he wants, and he doesn't have to get permission from any bureaucrat at the National Archives to do that. And that is confirmed by a 1988 Supreme Court case, Department of the Navy versus Egan. So there goes the underlying potential charge for espionage that's in this, that was in this warrant.
The Constitution is kind of trash.
Second point, the president has the sole statutory authority to make the determination whether a record is a personal record that belongs to him or a presidential record that goes to the bureaucrats at the National Archives and then almost certainly gets sent back to the president to put in his former library, the former president's library. And that is confirmed by a 2012 decision by an Obama judge related to Judicial Watch and Tom Fenton's lawsuits against President Clinton related to 8 years of audio tapes in his sock drawer.
The Constitution is kind of trash.
So what is left? They're looking at obstruction. Well, it is legally impossible for a former president to obstruct investigations into non-crimes. The Justice Department did not have the power to even look at these crimes because it doesn't matter what the evidence shows in this affidavit, David. No matter what that evidence shows, as a matter of law, it is legally impossible for President Trump to have committed espionage or to have violated some Presidential Records Act. The Presidential Records Act actually contemplates that former presidents have classified records. It doesn't differentiate. Congress gives former presidents office space, secure office space. They give the former president's staff security clearances, Secret Service protection to guard these paper records. And there's no allegation that any of these records got into the wrong hands, unlike Hillary Clinton's home server, where she had foreign governments hack the most highly classified secrets in our government, and she didn't get an FBI raid. So what was so urgent that caused the Biden Justice Department to go get these records? And I think it's because President Trump declassified and made personal a copy of his copy of the Crossfire Hurricane records, the Russian collusion records, and the Biden Justice Department never made them public because they're so damning on Obama, Hillary, Clinton, the FBI, and the intel community.
And that's the thing. I want to close with this, Elie, because that's the one that keeps getting me. It's not just why is this guy not in jail? Why did it take so quickly? Why did it take so long to even get to this point? I mean, it's been almost a year and a half. They knew he had the stuff there. Why do you think it's taken so long to move to this kind of legal investigation?
Part of the problem is that I do believe that there are people in the federal government who are afraid of what, frankly, angry white boys will do if they arrest their dear leader. I think that there is that real fear in the federal government.
If he had weeks to deliberate on something this unprecedented and consequential, why would he not seek an opinion from the Office of Legal Counsel on this? This is a political raid that was, and then they said that the Attorney General didn't personally authorize this raid. He absolutely did. They also said that the Biden White House was not involved with this raid. They absolutely were, because White House Deputy Counsel to the President, Jonathan Sue, had to relay that President Biden waived President Trump's assertion of executive privilege, which paved the way for this raid. And so President Biden was absolutely involved in this raid, and so were his officials in the Biden White House counsel's office, Jonathan Sue. This is a political hit on a former president.
The Constitution is kind of trash. The Constitution is kind of trash. The Constitution is kind of trash.